Hello again, everyone. This is Gilmer, and this is episode 29 of my Let's Play Kingdom Come Deliverance. When we last left you, we had just spoken to the mysterious knight Ulrich, the German knight, and he asked me to talk to Tobias Fafar, who is here. This is Perkstein. I figured you did not want to see me go to, the inn, sleep for 8 hours, and then ride to Rattay. So I just did that off video. And so I'm here in Perkstein, and I'm about to talk to Master Tobias Fafar, who Ulrich asked me to talk to and present his papers to.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
Fake Groschen.
Master Fafar, I need to speak with you. I found out something about the counterfeit coin.
Did you really? Do tell.
Close to Rovna, I came across a wagon that was transporting the false coins. Unfortunately, I came too late. The carter and his men were dead.
Damn and blast. Do you know who did it?
Yes. A certain knight turned up there. Turned out he was also after the forgers.
Well, that is indeed unexpected. Tell me, what did he say?
His name is Ulrich. He looked like a knight, but he refused to show his master's colours.
Ulrich, you say? Could be anyone. Can you describe him?
An older man with a moustache. But for all his grey hairs, he seemed pretty tough to me.
Doesn't match anyone I've heard of. But then we don't even know if Ulrich is his real name.
I asked him who his liege was, but he refused to tell me.
We live in such strange times. In days past, knights would vie with each other to see who could extol their liege's name the loudest. And today, they take assumed names, hide their emblems, and sneak around the land like thieves.
I got the impression he was hiding his identity because his master's at odds with Sir Radzig.
That may well be. As a staunch supporter of the king, Sir Radzig has many enemies.
He told me that the fake money was being taken to Passau in exchange for gold coins, then that real money was being brought back to the Bohemian lands.
That would explain why those fakes bear the Passau countermark.
His master is allied with the Passau alderman, and they told him to sort it all out.
I wonder who could be behind it all.
He gave me these documents to show you. He seemed to think they prove he was telling the truth. They're the records of the interrogations in Passau, and some other things he said you'd understand better than him.
Let me see. We, the aldermen of the city of Passau, interrogation held this day, put to pen by the quaestor. The place of origin is a monastery in the land of Bohemia. Which certainly confirms my suspicion that something underhand is going on in Passau. Coin assay report. Copper core coated with amalgam. But this is interesting. Here's an outline description of how the forgeries are made. I'll have to study it more closely. We command Herr Ulrich to investigate and let no man stand in his way. This looks like the original safe conduct. It has the seal of the Passau alderman, but they certainly didn't pen this.
How do you know?
I recognize the hand. It's a Clement of Kaplitz, the high scribe of the Rosenbergs.
So the Rosenbergs is part of the cabal that actually kidnapped Wenceslas. So, yes, the Rosenbergs and Radzig don't get along. They would not be allies. And that's why he's keeping the name of who his masters are from me, even though we figured it out anyway. But that's why he's keeping it, because he'd know that Radzig would be against the Rosenbergs.
The Rosenbergs? Who's that?
A rich and powerful family in South Bohemia. Burgrave Henry III is a great rival of our King Wenceslas.
So what does all this mean?
Well, it certainly explains why your knight is so mysterious. Anyway, we should be careful. And we shall begin our investigation. The documents show they use silver amalgam for coating copper fakes. That's a lead we can follow.
What?
Silver amalgam. It's produced from quicksilver and silver.
Well, that doesn't sound like something just anyone can get hold of.
You're quite right. You will go to Passau at once. Look around the forges in the city. Someone must be working copper for them. I, meanwhile, will take counsel with Sir Radzig and then follow after you.
Where shall we meet?
At the inn on Passau Market Square. May the Lord watch over you.
Okay. So yeah, Heinrich III von Rosenberg, he's an enemy of Wenceslas's, and the Rosenbergs did help kidnap Wenceslas. So they're in league with Sigismund.
Yeah.
I think. They might be on their own. They might be just doing their thing on their own, but no, because Sigismund did have Wenceslas kidnapped, and they were part of that group that kidnapped Wenceslas. So he must be part of the group that turned to Sigismund to help rule the country. So we're going to ride back to Passau. Good thing my horse is very fast. Unlike Pebbles.
Yeah.
And let's see, what else was I thinking about? Oh yeah, so he gave us 2 leads to follow. One, ask around at the blacksmiths, and 2, ask at the monastery or try to find out what's going on with that amalgam. Who's working copper and who's getting the amalgam. So we'll be there pretty quickly, I think. Oh. Dreadsteed. If your horse is wounded, it will run faster. Your horse will be extremely skittish in storms. Night. Mounted combat. I rarely do that. Your horse won't shy at nearby foes as long as no one hits them. See, some of these perks are just... That whole grouping of perks is just no good. But...
Yeah.
what are you going to do? I guess the next one I'll get in that line is fighting from horseback, although I doubt I will fight from horseback very much. It's very difficult to fight from horseback in this game. It is possible, but you got to time it just right. I knew it. I knew it. Every time in this city coming in this direction, there's they yell thief almost. It's like 85% of the time. And I don't stop for that. Although I probably should to get my fist fighting abilities up. Alright.
Yeah.
No ambush.
Yeah.
This guy's a miller too. He actually has a quest for me if I want to get it, but I'm not going to get it right now. Okay, I know of really 4 blacksmiths in the town of Passau. So we'll go first to the one all the way at the far end. He's an armorer. And talk to him, see what he says. Let's go this way. I probably shouldn't have gone this way.
yard or from the wood.
Garlic soup for the
baked
winter,
in the
onion
temple
soup for
of
the spring,
Jerusalem.
asparagus for taste, and prunes for what ails you. Try them.
This is Master Oda. He's a pretty nice guy.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Do you make anything out of copper, Master?
I do a bit of Damascene decor sometimes. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for someone who could do me some copper sheets.
Well, that's pretty rough and ready work. I wouldn't waste my time with it. But go and ask Zach from the craftsman's yard by the monastery. He's bought up all the copper to be had around here anyway.
Close to the monastery.
What can you tell me about the blacksmiths here in Passau?
Depends which ones you mean. In the town there's Mikesh. He's a decent man and an honest craftsman. And in the yard by the monastery there's Zach. But there's not many good words I can say about him.
I guess Master Swordsman Fink is not considered a blacksmith, so...
Tell me something about Mikesh.
Like I said, he's an honest craftsman. Which isn't something you can say about every blacksmith in town.
Uh-oh. Seems like he has
What
an
about
issue.
the monastery blacksmith, Zach?
Well, him and me don't exactly see eye to eye. He wanted to buy my business, but I turned him down. Ever since then, he hasn't had a good word to say about me.
All right.
That'll be all. Thank you.
God be with you.
And with you, sir. I'm getting pretty good at throwing that right back at them when they say it to me. So Mikesh is up here. We'll just run up here. It's a little further than I remember. So let's just jump in here and talk to Swordsmith Fink. My bad.
Good day to you. What do you need?
No, he doesn't have
Take care now.
He has a quest, but
My breath is short, my feet are sore, I buy a horse that I am poor. The sun may burn, the sun may shine, but you will not wither, darling mine.
what is that ghastly racket?
I hope I can be of help to you, knight.
Do you ever work with copper here?
No, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Zach from the monastery craftsman's yard has bought out all the copper.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the Passau blacksmiths?
There's too many of us, I'll tell you that for free. This is only a small town. There's Zach, who has a forge in the craftsman's yard and mostly works on the construction of the church. And then, apart from me, there's Master Armourer Otter of Ramstein.
Tell me more about Zach.
Don't have much time for him myself. He knows his craft, no question. But he seems to think his son, Vitus, will be a master armourer in Prague one day.
My father was a blacksmith, and I expect he thought much the same about me. That's how fathers are, isn't it?
Of course, any man should be proud of his boy. But Zach makes pride a sin. That's why he's at loggerheads with Master Otter.
What are Zach and Master Otter arguing about?
Zach had his boy Vitus trained as an armourer in Kuttenberg, and he wanted to buy out Otter's place for him. Except that Otter's a proud man. How would it have looked? A master armourer giving way to a young whippersnapper who's barely let go of his mother's skirts? And they've been arguing ever since. Well, Zach mostly. He badmouths Otter every chance he gets. He claims that he's only fit for mending pots, and that his son will see him off.
Can you tell me something about Master Otter?
Well now, there's a master to look up to. He's worked for the lords of Kunstadt and for the richest townsfolk of Prague.
If you don't mind my asking, what brings him here?
The same as draws all reasonable people. He's enjoying the peace and quiet. Or rather, he used to enjoy some peace. That dispute with Zach must have put a few more wrinkles on his brow.
All right.
That will be all. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
All right. Get back to that bracket you were making.
Yeah.
So Zach is up here, next to the monastery. Okay. All right.
God be with you.
And with you, sir.
Do you work any copper here, Master Blacksmith?
Why'd you ask?
I'd want to commission you to make something.
Then you'd best go elsewhere. I never use copper.
That's not what I heard.
What?
Yes, I'm
I
calling
was
you a
told
liar.
in town that you bought all the other blacksmiths' copper.
I'm being made a fool of yet again, it seems. Anything else? I still have work to do.
What can you tell me about the Passau blacksmiths?
Well, there's Mikesh. He's honest enough, and a fair hand at everyday things. And then there's Master Otter. He used to have talent, but now he's too old, and too proud to admit it. May the Lord watch over you.
I am at your service, Sir Knight.
Your father says you don't work any copper.
We don't.
I've heard differently around town. They say your father's bought up all the copper to be had.
Are you calling me a liar? Or my father? You're asking for it, boy.
You're right. It's nothing to me either way.
Right. So clear off.
I mean, beside the fact I'm here on behalf of the Royal Burgrave Sir Radzig Kobyla, investigating a grievous crime against the Crown.
What? What are you talking about?
I'd let you read my Bill of Authority, but I doubt you're educated enough to understand it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realise. If I'd known, of course I wouldn't. I mean, you understand, don't you?
Stop prattling, for God's sake, and start telling me the truth. What's the story with the copper at your forge?
You're right. We do make copper sheets here at night.
So why all the secrecy about it?
Father forbade me to talk about it. I don't know why. I didn't ask.
His little smart ass attitude changed a little bit when I told him who I was working for.
Who buys those sheets from you?
I don't know. I've never set eyes on him. Father doesn't like to talk about it.
Your father has some serious explaining to do.
I'm so sorry. If I'd known who you were, I'd never have taken such liberties.
Don't think you're out of the woods yet.
Jesus Christ.
May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah. I've got information there, Zach.
So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Your son put it quite differently.
What's that? What are you blabbering on about?
Don't be angry with him. I didn't give him any choice.
All right. I suppose there's no point lying. We do make copper sheets here, and I wanted to keep it quiet.
Why?
Pays me good money, and the people I do it for. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of them.
Did they threaten you?
They didn't have to. Just by the look of them, I could say I needed to shut my mouth and do what they wanted.
And did they ever tell you who they were? Do you know where to find them?
I know a little. But show some understanding. There's nothing but trouble in it for me. I'll lose the work and be left looking over my shoulder for some thugs to come and burn down my house. Or worse.
If you lie down with dogs, you shouldn't complain about the fleas.
There's no need for threats. We can both benefit here. If I tell you everything I know, you can help me with a certain small matter. One that'll cover up for my loss of earnings.
You've got cheek. Not only are you in with the counterfeiter gang, but you lied to me on top of it. You should be on your knees begging for mercy right now, not trying to make a profit.
I didn't know what they were doing.
But now you do know, and you've still got the cheek to try to strike a deal with me. So Radzig's definitely going to be hearing about this.
You're right. I'm sorry, I overstepped the mark. I certainly didn't mean to offend one of Lord Radzig's men. One evening I got a visit from this scruffy beggar calling himself Rapota. He had a yellow cape on and kept whistling to himself. There was a knight with him too, but he didn't give his name. They told me what I had to do, how much I'd get for it, and I had to keep my mouth shut.
And where can I find this Rapota? Or the knight?
I don't know exactly. But I've always left the wagon with the goods behind the monastery, on the hill there, next to a small chapel under a big tree.
Anything else?
No. I swear that's all I know.
Well, that'll do me for now.
Young man, about that matter I need help with. I'll gladly pay you.
You know, I know what the deal is. Okay.
First, tell me what's going on.
I recently tried to buy Master Armourer Otto Rabstein's business for my son Vitus, but that old fool wouldn't listen to reason. He said he couldn't understand his legacy being taken over by a clod like my Vitus. Despite the insult, I doubled my offer, but Master Otto still wouldn't budge.
And what is it you need from me?
I thought I'd show Otto that Vitus isn't such a dolt as he thinks, but for that I need someone experienced in combat.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad. What's your plan?
Otto's busy making a very pretty suit of armour for the bailiff. So I was thinking, if we could show that pretty armour of his is absolutely useless, he'd be disgraced.
And how am I supposed to see to that?
Well, I'd reckon we'd arrange a duel of champions with bludgeons. You'll put on Vitus's armour, and Otto will send his champion in that tin shit of his. You invite the bailiff to watch, and Otto will be made a laughingstock in front of everyone.
Then what do I get out of it?
Vitus will let you have the cuirass from his suit of armour, and I'll throw in a few Groschen on top.
Sounds good.
And I'm sure a fella like you would be glad to be on good terms with the best armourer for miles around, eh?
That remains to be seen. Agreed. I'll get to work on it.
Wonderful. Go to Otto first and talk him into it. Then go to the bailiff so he can announce it and get spectators. The more people see it, the better. We'll bring the armour to you at the combat arena. Goodbye.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
I think he's a slimy. He's a slimy little traitor to Sir Radzig.
Yeah.
Ladies, come right up. It's a feast for your eyes and your stomachs. It's hard to resist. You'll not find better meat anywhere.
Poor or rich, old or young, there's something here for everyone.
Garlic, onions,
Sirloin,
asparagus.
lard of all kinds and scratchings to make your mouth water more than the finest taste.
Master Armourer, I have a message for you from blacksmith Zach.
If it's another one of his so-called generous offers, you can go straight back and tell him I'm not selling, and that's that.
No, this is another matter. Vitus wants to challenge you to a duel.
What? Me fight with that brat? Zack must have lost his mind entirely.
That's not how it will be. The real duel will be between your pieces of handiwork.
How's that?
It will be a duel with bludgeons. No bloodshed. At most, a few bruises and some dents in the armour. Zack chose me to wear Vitus armour.
And so I'm to choose a champion of my own? That sounds reasonable.
Good. So let's agree on the time and place.
Hold your horses, young fella. I've got a counter offer for you. Now, I'm sure Zach is paying you well.
I won't deny it.
I could pay you more, and I'd tailor-make a cuirass just for you. What do you say?
You mean if I fight as your champion instead? I'm not sure how Zach would take it.
No, you fight on Zach's side and lose.
All right, I'll do it.
Wonderful. Zach won't know what hit him.
So, choose the time and place.
What, me?
You're the one being challenged, so it's your right.
Well, it's all the same to me. Go and sort it out with the bailiff. He should know about it anyway, so I don't look like a troublemaker.
All right?
I don't really like the concept of losing on purpose to him, but I don't like Zach. He needs to be taught a lesson. You're the bailiff. Oh, you're not the bailiff.
Good out to you, sir.
Okay.
God be with you.
Oh, let's see if we can't buy some books from him.
Take care now.
Primer 3. Okay, never mind. Where's the bailiff?
Come right up.
No, that's not
It's
who I
a
want to
feast
talk
for your
to.
eyes and your stomachs. It's hard to resist. You're not
let's
like
see.
that.
I gotta go back to the pestilence people at some point. Where the hell? Okay. So he's down this road. What is he doing out here?
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
I'm here on behalf of blacksmith Zach.
Zach? What does that madman want now? Don't tell me. It's another complaint about the Master Armourer. Well, you can tell Zach if he wastes another minute of my time with that pathetic feud of his. I'll have him up for disrespecting the office of the bailiff.
No, it's not a complaint this time. In fact, Zach came up with an idea to settle the dispute once and for all.
Is that so? Well, that's a different kettle of fish. That's just what I was after. You have my full attention, friend. What's his plan?
A duel.
Jesus Christ! Has he lost his wits entirely?
Now, don't worry, Goodman Bailiff. No one will get killed. It will only be a duel with bludgeons. Zach chose me as his champion. I'll be wearing a suit of armour made by his son, Vitus, and I'll fight Otter's champion. Whoever falls first, loses.
That sounds like a fine spectacle for the village green. Naturally, I'll have to be present to ensure nothing untoward happens.
Of course.
Your presence is certainly expected, Bailiff. We'd like you to referee the whole duel.
Very well. We'll have it on the marketplace in the front of the church. But when?
That's up to you.
We can announce it right now.
All right.
Let's do it.
I'll have it announced around town. You come along at just the right time. It'll be a fine show for the townsfolk, and I'll finally get that pair and their constant squabbling off my back. God be with you.
All right. Not everybody does this quest, I'm sure, but...
Good citizens of Passau, our township has long been plagued by a protracted dispute. As you are no doubt aware, Zach, the blacksmith of the monastery courtyard, and Master Armourer Otto Rabstein have been, for some time, at odds.
Ha ha! Added hammer and tongs, more like!
And in so much as it behoves my office as bailiff to settle such disputes and maintain peace and order, I have decided to resolve the blacksmiths' quarrel by unconventional means, whilst affording an entertaining spectacle. In short, we shall let them knock each other's teeth out. However, since it ill befits two respectable tradesmen to maul each other on the market square like a pair of cocks on a dung heap, each of them has elected a champion. Zack, the blacksmith, has appointed to fight in his stead Henry of Scarlets.
Hey!
And Master Otto Rabstein's champion will be... Please, introduce yourself, Sir Knight.
Master Otter will fight for Master Otter. I don't need some young pup to take my place.
I remind you that this will be a duel with bludgeons alone, and until first blood is shed.
They want some death.
Come, folks, be sensible for heaven's sake. We don't want any maiming here, or, God forbid, murder. So, if both contestants are ready, let us begin.
It really bugs me to let this guy beat me.
Eddie was always good.
You like that?
But I wasn't sure Betty would even want to say
Looks like he's already got blood coming from me. Okay.
What the hell are you playing at, you blockhead? That old fart made a complete fool of you.
Maybe Vitus armour isn't all that good. To be honest, it pinches in a few places.
Not good? You... How dare you? Vitus's armour is a masterpiece. It's not his fault you fight like an old woman. Now get out of my sight before I shove the bludgeon up your ass.
Sir, you couldn't shove a bludgeon up my ass if you had 4 hands. But I'll let you get away with that. Seeing as I can't really kill you for your insolence. But dadgum, man, I gotta heal myself. All right. I don't like you anyways, Zach.
Buy my potions made from magical herbs plucked from the flanks of Mount Olympus.
I hope this Oda knows that if I had really wanted to, I could have messed his world up. I'm here.
I'll come for my reward.
It's a good thing you're here. I'm glad you didn't change your mind about throwing the duel. You could land some hefty blows if you wanted to.
I damn sure could have.
I'll give you one of my older pieces, but I adjusted it so it'll fit you like a glove.
Thanks.
If you ever need anything else, stop by.
I will.
Armorer's Oda's.
Take care.
Let's see how good it is compared to mine. 11? Are you insane? Compared to my Magdeburg Curious, yours is crap. But at least you acknowledge that I could have probably messed you up if I wanted to. Just to let you know. All right, so but he'll give us. I think he'll give us good prices from now on. Where's Tobias?
Chicken and beef. We have it all. Come and see.
He's not in there. He's inside here somewhere. What time is it? It's only 1 in the afternoon. What's he doing? Taking a nap? Okay. Oh, here he is.
Greetings. What do you need?
You look different, Master.
So as to fit in. I don't want it known that I'm in town.
Why?
I don't want to alarm our prey. Gossip spreads quickly, and if those scoundrels learn we're onto them, they'll flee.
That does make sense.
So what have you found out so far?
I found out where they get the copper sheets from.
Really? So tell me.
It's the smith on the monastery craftsman's yard. He supplies the counterfeiters.
Do you know how he gets the goods to them?
No. All I know is that someone called Rapporteur collected the goods.
Not much, but it's a start. At least it's not a common name. Listen, Henry, I had another thought on the way here. Those counterfeiters have to have a punch die to make the fake coins.
Yes, of course.
That's sophisticated work. There's a man I know who works at the monastery yard, Master Engraver Jerome of Silesia.
You don't suppose that he's...
No, not that, God forbid. I know him well. He'd never do anything like that. But he runs an engraving workshop, so he might have heard something.
Very well, I'll ask him.
But ask with tact. I don't want him getting offended. And I prefer you not to mention me at all.
I'll try to think of something. That's all.
May the Lord watch over you.
Gotta do another marigold decoction. So
lean, fatty, marble,
fruit, onions.
Back to the monastery workyard or courtyard or whatever they called it. Oh, that's that was a blacksmith's axe. While I'm here, Master Jerome.
Jesus Christ be praised.
How goes the work, Master?
Getting there, getting there. You need something, my boy?
What are you doing here, anyway?
You're in an engraver's shop, my boy. We're engraving, of course.
Yeah, but engraving what? And what's it used for?
Oh, we engrave wood and stone as well as metal. Here in the monastery, it's mostly about decoration.
You've got quite a large workshop, Master. You don't do all the work alone, surely?
I'm usually here with my apprentice, Florian. Of course, by simple observation, you'll note that this is not currently the case, and I'm here alone, which means that either I'm a liar or something out of the ordinary has occurred.
I see. I think. So what's happened to Florian?
He shares the fate of the pharaohs for today. The 5th scourge of Egypt did smite him, the plague, or so his message advised me.
Jesus Christ, the plague?
Do remain calm. I'm quite certain the plague from which Florian is suffering wasn't a judgment from on high, or if it was a judgment on excessive drinking. I'm told such an ailment can be of truly biblical proportions.
Okay.
What's he like, your apprentice, Florian?
I'm afraid that his exuberant youth has taken its toll. He's been acting strangely of late. I fear he has delusions of persecution.
I don't really know what you mean, at all.
Recently, for example, he told me that someone was following him. And the very next day he bought a padlock from the blacksmith and locked up his chest, as though I would ever sneak into it. In any case, why the interest? Are you looking for him?
Something like that.
Yeah.
May I ask why?
He owes me
He owes me money.
Naturally. Dice or boozing, was it? Pray do tell.
Both.
Sodom and Gomorrah are too good for the boy. Here you go. I'll dock his wages.
I'd like to get him.
Thank you, Master. You're most kind. But I'd rather get it from him myself.
If you think he'll have anything to give, please yourself. About your question, you'll find him at home. No doubt feverishly dying. He sleeps in the baker's cellar.
Ah, thank you. Does Florian have any enemies?
A man such as he certainly owes money at every turn, and the parents of local girls are undoubtedly displeased with his attempts to propagate. However, most recently it was that fury from the baths who accosted him in quite a spectacular rage.
A woman from the baths? What did she do?
The harpy nearly tore all Florian's hair out. I don't frequently feel sorry for my ne'er-do-well apprentice, but on that occasion I made an exception.
Do you have any idea why she did it?
She was screaming about some girl, some flighty bath-maid, Esther. I would say that Florian had felt the joys of spring and acted accordingly, although one would have thought they'd be used to that sort of thing at the bathhouse.
Indeed. I guess I'll
Thank
be going.
you. I'll leave you to your work.
Good luck to you.
The Lady of Talmberg sent me is the other quest. That's the one for Stephanie, where she wants me to get a crown from the guy, but it's a side quest, so I'm not going to do that right now.
Yeah.
What is the best way?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know if this is the best way, but I bet it's the quickest way because it has very open roads.
Yeah.
So he lives under the baker in Passau. So let's go to the baker.
God be with you.
You look quite sprightly for an invalid.
What? Who the hell are you?
My name's Henry, and I'm making inquiries for Sir Radzig Kobyla.
And what do you want from me?
Straight to the point then. All right. I've been investigating counterfeit money, and the trail led me straight to you. Does the name Rapiter mean anything to you?
I don't know. Maybe?
Don't bother. I know you know him. You make the punch dies for the counterfeiters. How do you hand them over? Do you know where their workshop is?
I can't say anything. I'll deny everything and you've got nothing on me. No evidence, just accusations.
Counterfeiting is a crime against the king. I don't have to prove anything to have you dragged straight to the executioner.
And what if you're wrong? What's then? Under torture, everyone confesses, whether they did it or not. You'll never know for sure.
I already know for sure. You admitted it yourself a moment ago.
I won't tell you anything just the same. I can't, even if I wanted to.
Why not?
Those bastards kidnapped Esther. If I don't cooperate, they'll kill her.
Who is Esther?
My girl, of course. That scum took her right out of the bathhouse.
I'm sorry about that.
Me too. Listen, I'll tell you everything, I promise. But only if I know that Esther's safe.
What, so I'm to go searching for her in the woods?
I know where they're keeping her, but nobody will help me. And what can puny little me do faced with those strapping great villains?
Yeah, that's true.
Very well. I'll bring back your Esther.
Really?
Yes.
Yes, but then you have to tell me everything.
I will. I swear to God Almighty. Please, just bring her back to me. Nothing else matters.
Where are they keeping her?
In the Skalitz Hills. There are some abandoned cottages around the mines. That's where I saw her last. They took me there when I said they had to let me speak to her.
All right. I'll go there and try and think of something.
You're my saviour.
Don't get your hopes up. Anything could happen.
Good luck then.
All right. So that's it for this this video. So we found out about the copper and did a little side quest, I guess, to get better prices from Ota, even though he was kind of a jerk to me at first, well, during the fight. And then we've tracked. They did say something about handing some stuff off to this Rapita behind the monastery, but this is probably the easiest way to figure out where Rapita actually is, where he is at any given moment, because I think he's following this guy. So yeah, we will go save Esther for him, and then he'll spill his guts for me. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.